Hello everyone. Today we are extremely honored to have three special guests with us. They are Marcos Dutrice and Shijie from France and Zhonghao Song from China.
Hey,
Hello.
hello, 大家好。
大家好。
Recently, at the Chinese embassy in France, Mr. Dutrice donated 618 historical photos to China. Many of the photos, taken between the 1930s and 1950s, document the Battle of Songhu in 1937. We learned that this photo documents the atrocities committed by the Japanese invaders against Chinese civilians and are of great historical value in the research of the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. So we are eager to know how long the entire process took from initially discovering the photos to making up your minds to donate and to successfully holding the donation ceremony.
So in total, this donation process has lasted 468 days. It's been quite a moving process. We went through up and downs, if I may say. Now we are very honored and proud for this donation to be done, completed.
这个过程像一个过山车一样，有些时候我们受了一些质疑，有些时候我们还是很荣幸来中国把照片展示给大家。
在这个过程中，虽然面对了很多质疑、诽谤，甚至是人身攻击，但是我也收到了来自全国各地的朋友，包括我们的台湾同胞，然后海外的华人华侨的一些鼓励，让我觉得我们三个不是孤单的，让我们能够坚持下来，也非常感谢中国外交部、国家文物局、中国驻法大使馆和淞沪抗战纪念馆，对我们在面临到这些质疑的时候，他们坚定地站在了我们这边，一直帮助我们推进这个照片捐赠工作。
So, having learned about the ins and outs of the whole process, we are deeply moved. And we learned that these photos previously belonged to Mr. Dutrice's grandfather. So, was this donation a decision made jointly by you and your family, Marcos?
Yes, actually, it's quite a long process. Shijie and Zhonghao Song helped me to see how much it matters for Chinese people to donate those pictures. They then convinced me and my family to donate.
Undoubtedly, the support of the family is important force that enabled this matter to proceed smoothly, right? And before the official donation ceremony, did you three make any special preparations? And after the donation ceremony, how did you feel?
Well, we've been doing quite a lot of preparations as we have opened a real association, an official association in France named Echoes of China. We've been writing a lot of articles about the subject in order to prepare ourselves. Of course, before all, we are never fully prepared. It would be pretentious to say the contrary. But still, we were very active on social networks.
最开始我们是通过劳伦斯的618张照片做一些研究，我们看照片，是在那拍摄的或者在那受伤的。后来我们2月份来中国的时候，我们对照照片，我们看到了劳伦斯拍的伤害和现代的伤害，对比一下。我们做了一些历史准备，因为我们的在法国的教材一点也不提出来中国抗日的历史，那我们不得不做很多的准备，对吗？后来呢，我们这次来中国捐赠完成之后，我们参观了一些关于抗战的地方，尤其是七三幺。然后当时我们没有做好的准备，我们从来没有想到发生了那么糟糕的事情。
So Marcos, did your family say anything when they knew the donation was completed?
Yeah, they were extremely proud of us three as they had entrusted us to do this donation process. They feel like it's a page of history for all family that get turned, but a new page for global history of the world and peace in the world that begins.
It's very fascinating that this group unites friends from France and China. So how did you guys meet and build such a strong bond?
我和世杰是在8年前我们在成都认识的，然后和马库斯认识是当时2023年我们在河边，然后一起视频电话，然后认识，然后也是聊到了这个照片，然后认识的，通过世杰的介绍。
Shijie and I were kind of colleagues, if I may say, on a project we were working on about teaching languages, foreign languages. Of course, after sometimes we became very good friends.
And such a friendship across borders is touching. And so we are curious that, Marcus, under what circumstances did you discover these photos? And when you found them, especially those with obvious marks of war, how did you feel?
I was looking for pictures of my grandpa because I knew he was living in Shanghai, and when I go to visit my parents, I like to watch those pictures. One day I open the door of my garage, I go to find those pictures, and by pure curiosity I find a box and I decide to open it, and here were the pictures. The first picture I've seen was the man with the exploded head. I was beheaded. It was a great shock for me, as I had never seen such things.
As a witness to that era, what did the Lawrence family go through during that period?
Well, absolutely horrible things, because when my family joined Lawrence in China, in Shanghai, my uncle witnessed all the horrible things Japanese army had done to the population. Also, they lost 2 kids killed by Japanese army. After this, my uncle became insanely crazy. They got back then.
With that in mind, Marcus, did you ever have a second thought before making the decision to donate these photos to China?
No, never. Never. I never wanted to abandon this project of donation because it was too important. Truth remains the most important part.
Yes, it was the firm conviction that made the donation of these precious historical materials possible. And we understand that Mr. Lawrence was living in Shanghai at the time. And after the Battle of Shanghai, Japanese invaders occupied Nanjing. So now with the release of the movie, Dead to Right, did you ever find a moment that the film, the time and the history seem to overlap?
Yeah, sure. There is a moment, there is a Western man taking pictures of what was happening. I feel like it could have been my grandfather, Alonso, taking the picture.
So how did you feel about the movie? Did you see that before?
Yes, we've seen that movie before, and we can see some similarities between the movies, how those Chinese group of people were trying so hard to protect those pictures, and they find some very smart ways to get those pictures out. And also we can see a lot of historical fact in that movie, and it's absolutely sad. It brought many sorrows to me. I couldn't sleep very well the next night. I hope that this history can be known.
所以松松作为中国人，您看完《南京照相馆》这部电影之后，您有什么感受吗？
我认为国家必须得强大，如果国家弱小了，那就会面临像《南京照相馆》这部电影里面提到南京大屠杀，以及我们参观之前的731，以及很多包括在济南发生的5.3惨案。我觉得这些都是国家弱小造成的，国家必须得强大，这是我最直观的一个感受。
And as we know, the Shandong anti-Japanese revolutionary base was one of the 4 major resistance bases maintained by the Communist Party of China and its military forces in North China during the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression. it was also the only base primarily established within the boundaries of a single province. So how do you feel after visiting the Memorial Hall of Jinan Massacre and the site where the Shandong military accepted Japan's surrender?
First of all, I would like to say that great part of the great warriors and heroes were in Shandong fighting against Japanese army is a crime against China, but not only against China, at large against humanity. And this had begun way before. So visiting this museum, I was a bit puzzled. I had different feelings. A feeling of disgust by the attitude of Japanese Imperial Army, and also a feeling of strength through the blood of Chinese heroes from Shandong.
And also, there is another movie that deeply touched me. It's the story of Zhang Gongshi, the diplomat that has been killed by the Japanese Imperial Army, the first diplomat of China. To conclude, I would say that the Japanese army at the time didn't make any differences between top-level government officer, diplomats, pregnant women, soldier, civil. No one would survive.
Yes, and every historical site whispers the stories of the past. And beyond those, we know you've also been to places like the exhibition hall of evidences of crime committed by Unit 731 of the Japanese Imperial Army. And after visiting this site, did it deepen your understanding of the hardships and the struggles the Chinese people endured during the war of resistance against Japanese aggression?
Yes, of course, it has deepened our understanding. The ways those Japanese scientists been trained so many years normally to cure and heal people, and who purposely decided to use their science to kill people instead with such an horrible way, it's absolutely disgusting.
他们是从小时候学医学。我如果去大学学医学，我想要治疗别人，我想帮助别人，但是他们是用了医学的专业 big scale 的大屠杀，这个让我感觉很恶劣。
因为我看到这些事情，我的内心是愤怒、悲伤，甚至仇恨。但是我们在做这个事情，我们不能带有仇恨去传递给世界。我们宣传的是和平与正义，所以我时时刻刻需要在内心做斗争，不能传播仇恨的种子。仇恨不能解决任何问题，我们需要用合适的方式，让人能接受的方式去传递这个真相，让世界知道日本人曾经在中国犯下的罪行，知道历史是不允许被篡改的。
Yes, those feelings stand as solemn reminders etched by history, and we learned that you left multilingual messages in Chinese, French, and English in the Harbin exhibition hall. So, what did you write, and what expectations do these short words convey?
So we decided to write peace and justice. A lot of people may think that we could hate Japanese people for what their ancestors have done to Chinese people, but actually it's not the case. We are here to promote peace, and China is a world leader for peace. So I think we are in the right place. Justice also for the families of the heroes and victims of Japanese Imperial Army.
I agree with Marcus. Peace is super important. We have to deliver peace, not hate, as Song Song said.
those hopes in your messages, they are really what we all wish for deep down. So now that the donation ceremony is successfully done for you three, does this mean your work is finished, or will you keep helping people remember this history?
The work has just begun. It means that the Zhuanzeng, the donation process, was just only one part of the job. But now we have to tell the world this part of history. We've received from the 中国驻法大使馆 the 侵华市语版. This is a very big symbol for us, as it means that the state entrusts us to show the world and to show West, to teach this part of history. So now we're beginning the real work.
我最开始说捐赠代表我们这个过程的1%，因为捐赠就是把照片提供给为了进行技术鉴定，但是这个事情我们已经完成了。现在我们的任务开始了，就是告诉全世界，就是宣传给我们同胞西方人，给他们说发生了什么。因为为了和平和正义，大家需要知道这些。
我们最终的目标是想改变西方教育体制当中对这段历史的缺失部分，这才是我们的目标。
So, as you will continue traveling in China, what else are you looking forward to doing or saying?
我们这次行程，我们会参观许多博物馆，尤其是关于抗战的博物馆。我们需要学习的更多。我们3个肯定不是历史专家，对吗？那我们需要参观这些博物馆，了解这个话题，了解得很清楚。我们不学习的话，我们怎么可能去国外宣传这个历史？这个是第一步，宣传。还有呢，我们想要找到更多的马库斯。
Yes, as we often see, history is our greatest teacher. The peace we cherish today grow from sacrifices of the past. Let's honor this by remembering history, valuing peace, and building a brighter future together. So that concludes our special conversation today. And once again, thank you, Marcus, Shijie, and Song Song for joining us and sharing these invaluable stories. And we wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.
谢谢，
Thank you.
谢谢。